Hello, everyone. You're welcome again to my YouTube channel, Lega Solution with Unique Eunice. My name is Eunice Tolu Olatunji, and today I will be continuing on what I started last week, workplace conflicts. In my last video, I mentioned what conflicts could mean and then different factors that could cause conflict in workplace. I started out by illustrating my topic with the case of Sheikh Wedrago and Uber Nigeria, Uber International, and Mimi Omokri. Let's continue on our topic for today as I talk about the effect or impact of unresolved conflicts in the workplace. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Thank you all my returning viewer. I know many people watch the video without subscribing. Please subscribe to my channel. When there is unresolved conflict in the workplace, then you have a toxic work environment. Imagine when conflicts linger for a long time, it poisons people's mind. Before you know it, people start ganging up. There's division in your organization, bickering, people talking cho 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 cho. When they're supposed to be working, they are talking. Why some people are sad. In the case I referred to, this man was really bitter. I can only imagine him saying when it comes in, people start laughing. But that Mimi will make derogatory statement about his dressing, call him Drogo. So if the Drogo is barbarian, we call him Drogo. She'll call him Drogo, laugh at his dressing in front of everyone in a new business environment. So I can imagine how will he be able to sleep? It could be very traumatic. Some people may even develop maybe hypertension because you just bottling up. You are not. You don't. Maybe you don't even know how to resolve the conflict. Another thing that unresolved conflict could cause is loss of job satisfaction. You lose interest in that job. You just don't want to go to that work again. You feel like it is not just enough. Am I going to move? What am I going to do? Even if it pays so much, Sheikh was being paid, I think his salary was 2 point something million per month, but he was not happy. Just few months of, few weeks into his employment, he was frustrated. And who will you even report to when is your first line manager that is making all this harassment or the alleged harassment against you? He reported to the second line manager, but there was no difference. Instead, his job was terminated. In his case in court, he said he was traumatized. His morale was low. When you've been working in a place for a while and when you feel there is not much hatred in the place, your morale will be low. Sometimes to even get up from the bed will be difficult. And that effect on individual is so much. So people get back home and they transfer the aggression on their partner or neighbors. So when conflicts are unresolved or left unresolved in workplace, it doesn't just affect the individual involved, it affects the entire being, his entire environment, and his mental health. Apart from an individual, what about the company? The organization too is affected because when someone's morale is low, when he's already having reduced job satisfaction, what do you think his productivity will be like? It will reduce. So it will also affect the productivity of such an employee. The stress level will be increased. God forbid that somebody just fall down in your workplace and die. It could happen when someone has had so much bottle up so many things and like, I need this job. We know how economy is so hard that I can't just leave. I wish I would not just go. Some people even fall into depression because of the hatred, because of how toxic the work environment they are in and they are stuck. Like Sheikh mentioned that he can't resign because he just relocated from Canada. He rented his apartment out in Canada. He just paid for an apartment in Nigeria for 1 year. and it was only few weeks into the business. Can he resign? Going back to Canada, there is no place for him because he already leased the place out. It was really difficult. When there's unresolved conflict in the workplace, it won't allow for collaboration among staff. Wodrago was employed as a senior business development officer. He said he was coming out with proposal, different proposal, giving it to Mimi, but she refused to look at it. Who knows what ideas he has put in that product? I mean, proposal. Who knows if Mimi had looked at it, sit down with him to hear what he has to say. Perhaps it will even like boost the productivity and the effectiveness of the company, but they could not collaborate because they saw themselves as sworn enemy. Or like when Udrago had written a complaint talking about harassment and discrimination in workplace, and Mimi felt personally attacked. Okay, you went to go and report me to your senior, to my senior. So what has happened? I will show you that Nami own this place. That means that this is my territory. Well, I'm not the one saying it. The court said it was a retaliation when Udrago was actually sacked. So I'm just regurgitating what the court said. I'm not judging anyone, but that's what the court said, that this termination was actually a retaliation from the complaint he made. But imagine that they've been able to resolve it amicably in a proper manner. Imagine the kind of idea that the two people will be able to come up with. It will have an overall effect on the company. The company will grow. But when you allow conflicts to strive in an organization, when you leave it unresolved, these are the things that you are likely to encounter. And more importantly, is the cost of action. It may lead to court case. In this case against Uber, it was filed in 2020. The matter was concluded in 2022. Both parties had to pay lawyers. The record became public. Now we hear about Mimi Omokwi's behavior towards Sheikh. Even though she may have a defense, but unfortunately she did not even defend herself in the matter. And in law, when an allegation is made and you didn't defend it, those allegations are deemed admitted. And the court in that case actually found that, oh, Mimi harassed Sheikh by calling him such name Drogo, calling him, making jest of him, or laughing at his dressing, and even making his house haunting part of his work condition. So your name is out there. When a matter goes to court, it becomes a public record. Everybody can read it. So why would you want it to degenerate into that space? As a company that has a policy, they are not following the policy. The policies was not interpreted. An employee reported and no action was taken. We need to learn how to manage conflict in the workplace. By way of summary, unchecked conflict contributes to toxic work environments, reduce job satisfaction, impede collaboration among workers, impede productivity, the well-being of individual, the individual morale, and the general effectiveness of the workplace, and most importantly, legal action, which now exposes the individuals and even the company to public scrutiny, to public judgment, which may not actually be put us as individuals or as company in good light. So in my next video, I will be talking about the signs that will equip you to know that there is conflict somewhere and you need to address it. Snip it on the board as you are seeing it, snip it on the board before it becomes something greater than the organization or it goes beyond your control. Thank you again for watching this video. If you've learned something, please click on the like button and share the video. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.